Alright, this is NTI Day 20. This is some more new stuff. It's not too terrible though. It's talking about finding central angles and arc lengths. Okay, so there's a couple things that you got to know here. Okay, if the outside arc length, so like JK is 50, then this inside angle right here is also 50 degrees. They have to match. Okay, so if that one's 48, this one is 48. So they have to match. Okay, if this one had said, hey, what is, I don't know, the measure of, if it tells you the inside and asks you to measure the outside, that's really easy to do. Okay, a couple other things. It says in the instructions, it says assume that lines appear to be diameters are actually diameters. Okay, that means that I can assume, if it didn't tell me that, I probably couldn't do this whole worksheet. Okay, because you can't do this without assuming this. That means this line right here that looks straight, you can assume that it cuts it exactly in half and then it's one connected line. Okay, same thing with this line right here. Since it says that, we can assume that this line right here also cuts the circle directly in half. Okay, you have to have that bit of information to be able to do this. A couple things also. Remember that the whole total degrees in a circle is 360 degrees, and half of a circle is 180 degrees. Okay, so that's a couple of big things to know right here. Let's see. All right, so this one asks for the measure of the arc length MN. Okay, so it's looking for this right here. It's trying to be orange. There we go. MN. Okay, so what bit of information do we have? Okay, I don't know this angle. I need to know this angle to figure out this arc length. Okay, but if you look, these two are vertical angles. They're right on top of each other. So if that one's 50, they're made up of the same two lines. We've done vertical angles before. Then this one right here also has to be 50 degrees. Okay, if that inside angle is 50 degrees, then this arc length right here has to be 50 degrees. So that's my answer there. Okay, now let's do the same problem. These are problems off your actual NTI, by the way. Let's do the same thing here, but let's pretend it asks for arc of or let's go LM. Okay, so if it said the arc length of LM, all right, so that means, what if it was asking for this length right here? All right, well, this one looks like it's part of this half triangle. See that right there? Or I'm sorry, half circle. So on this side of the line, all these have to add up to 180 degrees. So in this case, I would just take 180 minus 50 minus 48, and it would give me this one right here. So this one right here has to be 82 degrees. And I could do the same thing over here if I wanted to and figure this one out. So I could do 180 minus 50. So this one has to be 130 degrees. And all those would add to 360. Okay? All right, so let's try the next one. The measure of angle, or the arc length, angle UVS. Okay? So UVS. Make sure that's right. This is number 4. Yeah, I didn't draw it great, but it's right. All right, so UVS. It's asking for this part right here. We've got to do a couple of different things to find that. Okay, I'm looking for that. And I can assume that these two right here are diameters. So that's a diameter, and this is a diameter. All right, so I'm just going to start filling out as much information as I can about this, okay? So I need to figure out just some missing parts. Let's figure out what this one is right here, okay? Let's figure out what that one is. Well, this makes a diameter, so that's got to be 180 minus 120 to figure out what this one is, because it's half of a circle. 180 minus 120, so this one's got to be 60 degrees. Okay, that helps me a little bit. Let's figure out what this one right here has to be. Oh, it's the same thing, because it's still 180 minus 120, so this is 60 degrees. All right, now I need to figure out this one. So this one's going to be 180 180 minus 50 minus 60, so this one right here is 70 degrees. Now I've got all the parts. It asks for these 3 parts from U all the way to S. So on this one, I would just do 70 plus 60 plus 120, and that is a 250 degrees. That's my answer for number 4. Okay. All right, so any questions, let me know.